welcome everyone back to Mr. Dar weather updates. In today's video, we're going to have a look at the live radar, look at the UKV, have a look at the temperatures for the next 5 days, and the temperatures as well, including the precipitation. And also having a look at the long range GFS, ECM, and the Metafits run as well. So make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you very much for doing that. Okay, so obviously it's been quite a hot day today. Widely, especially in southern areas, actually, I shouldn't say widely, really. In southern areas, it's been quite hot. So this is the first day of the heat, second day of the heat wave for England, really. So temperatures you can see here, I'm on daily highs and also the net weather. You can see highest it could have got to around 33 degrees today. We'll have a look at that obviously tomorrow, since obviously Metafist always posts the highest temperatures onto their website. So I'll have a look at that in the morning. I can post it up to here as well, on my Facebook as well. So yeah, it might have got to about 33 degrees. I think it's more likely we're going to see 32.9, but the same, because it's the same airports really. So it definitely got around 33 degrees, really. So, yeah. 33 degrees, widely 32 degrees as well in the south. However, the heat has not actually reached England yet, but we're going to have a look at that in a moment. Okay, so let's have a look at the live radar. There's still quite a lot to say, even though we've got a heat wave that's at the south. There's a large frontal rain in Scotland, locally heavy on the hills. You can see some heavy pulses there, into the Highlands, Eastern Highlands there. So a widely unsettled day for them. But as we go throughout the days, that will fizzle out along with a cloud as well. And then this is for, what is this? We have another frontal rain here, affecting northeastern areas. There's a bit of rain there, actually. North York Moors areas. Otherwise, especially in southern areas, being widely dry. And it will continue like that for quite a long time, actually. Excuse me. Okay, so let's have a look at the precipitation and cloud again. So this is the... Let's have a look. Precipitation and cloud cover. You can see we've got that. This is basically today. I'm just going to skip that really quickly. There we go. Okay, for Tuesday. Okay, so as we go into Tuesday, obviously it's been quite cloudy in northern areas, and that cloud will thicken. That could even bring some mist and fog areas, actually. Be quite misty, dreary. There's still some rain in the north as well, but that will tend to fizzle out as we go out for the week. Cloud breaks in the south, and then gradually in the north, that breaks as well as we go on through the night. You see how it gets more patchy, then there we go. Nice and clear. Very nice day to come on Wednesday. Clear conditions, very little cloud, maybe the odd high cirrus clouds here and there. Cloud moving into Thursday though. Nice clear night there. On to Thursday, there's a bit of cloud around in the east. That will tend to push away into the night as well. Friday again, quite nice actually. There's some heavy pulses in Scotland though, from this rain here, so it could be quite heavy at times actually. Just noticed about that, so you can see here that moves in there. Otherwise, again, very pleasant conditions on Friday. Now let's have a look at the max temperatures. Oh, there we go. That was not there. Let me just restart it there. Right. So let's see how accurate the UKV was today. Very accurate, actually. It did get to 33 degrees. So very good. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so looking at Tuesday then for the temperatures, you can see it's not quite as hot, actually. It's not quite as hot as today, actually, in the south. Can I get this? There we go. But still quite hot, actually. You notice that it's getting noticeably warmer in northern, and especially northern eastern areas. We're now in the low 20s in the north now. Now looking over to, let's have a look into the southeast. You can see we still could get to widely high 20s, low 30s, 60, 30, 31 degrees is still possible as well. Okay, now looking over to, this is Wednesday. Oh, sorry, yeah, Wednesday. You can see the heat does start to build a bit further, actually. So it does push further north in the sense it's the east. You can see temperature up, and then in the north as well. So this time in Scotland, we might actually get to the mid-20s in some areas, but mostly low 20s in there. So definitely getting a warming trend for Scotland there. Northern England, perhaps even high 20s at times in parts of northeastern Yorkshire. Then into the south, Midlands area, high 20s, low 30s. So 32 degrees is possible at somewhere between London and Bristol. That sort of area. Looking over to, what's this, Thursday, getting even hotter as we speak. You can see, again, widely mid to high 20s from regional Scotland to northern England as well. And then on Thursday, you can see temperatures into the low, perhaps even mid 30s. You can see 33, a local 34 is not out of the question for Thursday, perhaps even higher if the conditions persist. For Friday, this could actually be the hottest day of the week. Scotland, mid-20s, high 20s in some areas, 28 degrees there in Ayrshire. Then into Northern England, mid to high 20s. And then in most of England, if I'm being honest, I think the UKV is overdoing it just a little bit, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to get hot as this, really. But again, we could see low, mid-30s is more likely. So I feel like 37 degrees is not out of the question. But I think it's quite unlikely due to high cloud cover. And it's not as, not as hot, let's say, for this heat wave. So I think more likely we're going to see 35 Celsius on Friday. But we can't rule out the, obviously, isolated 36 and 37, I guess. But again, I'm kind of sceptical about that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there and how that persists for the next UKV. Quickly when I look at the Cape levels, if this lets me, you can see as we get into Friday, it does look a lot more convective, especially in western areas. You can see even in Scotland they've got some Cape going on, and then in Wales, Western England has a bit of Cape as well. Goods back, the odd thunder shower if we have conditions. Not just Cape, obviously, if there's a low pressure nearby, wind shear and lift, of course, that you need for thunderstorms. So I think on that day I'll probably do storm chasing there as well. Okay, so let's have a look at GFS and compare it to other models. High pressure, because we've still got low pressure systems to the north, but that will gradually fizzle out. We get that high pressure then sent into the north in midweek, so at Thursday is probably the best day actually. Then that then re-establishes itself in Saturday. Get quite a strong area of high pressure there. It's in the Atlantic, so most areas dry, settled, and warm, if not hot. Now, as we go into next week, we've got a thundery low in the south that could edge into the south actually, bringing some thundery conditions. But as you get further north, we're more likely to see high pressure and settled conditions. But we could see some thunderstorms there. As we get to the end of the tunnel, it does look a lot more unsettled, I think. We'll see. This, it would change probably. But again, we've got low pressure to the Atlantic. That's most likely to sweep in, bringing some more unsettled conditions for the second half of July. Not too sure about that. It's quite a long way away, really. So we'll have to wait and see. Similar conditions to the ECM. Low pressure breaks down, and then high pressure establishes itself into Thursday and Wednesday, bringing nice settled conditions. Just start to fizzle out there. Then it re-establishes itself. But again, we've got that same thundery low at the south. That could push in at times. But this high pressure is not looking anywhere. Doesn't look like they have any rain, proper rain, let's say frontal rain from the Atlantic in quite a long time. Actually, I think that maybe after the 20th, 18th, probably after the 18th, I think we could see, most likely, so we might see, I guess, getting back to more, average conditions after the 18th. However, again, it's quite a long way away, so I'll have to see that. Okay, so let's have a look at the, I'll look at the thickness first, 850 HPA. As we get into the week again, we've got that hot air moving in, 15-20 degree isotherm possible, so widely low to mid-30s, mid-30s more likely at the end of the week. Then towards Sunday, just start to get some, it says it could break down at times, but then it re-establishes itself. Then it's going to be, again, going to bring some prolonged hot, sunny weather. Maybe a bit cooler at times in Scotland, though, but still well above average, even for next week. So this is quite a prolonged heat wave by the looks of it. Okay, so let's have a look at the UK Met Euro run again. We've got high pressure. Oops. Is that going to... Don't know why it's doing that. Let me reset it. Look at the UK Met Euro run. Let's do that again. There we go. I don't know why, but I don't know why it's not showing. Okay. I'm not too sure why it doesn't want to load for me. Let me just think. Let's just restart this, actually. Right. This is UK Met. I don't know why the UK Met's new and not working. I don't know why it's doing that. But I think what it's saying is it's going to highlight high pressure to the south, building in. Hot, sunny weather at times. Towards the weekend, it starts to reestablish itself. Probably that's the most likely thing it's saying. I have no idea why it doesn't want to reload for me. I think it's crashed a little bit for some reason. Will this work? No, I don't know what's wrong with it, really. You know, we'll have to see what happens there. Anyway, that is it for me. Again, quite a prolonged hot spell, really, for this heat wave, really. This could be the longest heat wave out of the 3. This is the 3rd one, isn't it? So this could be quite hot. It won't be as hot and humid, though, I have to say. Nowhere near. But it's still going to be persistent sunny, hot conditions with quite concerning lack of rainfall. We could see some drought conditions into the south if we do not get that rainfall very soon. Just to let you know. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.